Freshwater Bass Yellas. Let's jump in. The first Bass Yellas box of 2020. Let's jump in and have a look. See what sort of goodness is inside this. Pop her open. New Tackle Club stickers. They've changed the colour. These look schmicko. Absolutely love them. They look great. But let's get into the lures, hey? Let's have a look at what we got here. Demiki Trembles. This is a 3/8 of an ounce chatterbait. Chatterbait. Oh yes, I love chatterbaits on bass. Chatterbaits are a fantastic option. They're fairly weedless. They do swim pretty well through structure most of the time. They create a lot of vibration, a lot of flash, and often the Bass Yellas will just hit these because they're annoying. They annoy them. All that wacky movement just annoys them. Often one of my first go-to lures when I'm chasing Bass Yellas is a smaller chatterbait just like this. So that is absolutely perfect. Nice colours as well. You just simply tie onto the quick release clip on the front of the blade, cast, let it sink, away you go. Awesome little start off to the first Bass Yellas box for 2020. What else do we have in here? Fish Arrow Flash J Grub 3-inch. So this is a little grub tail plastic of the Flash J series. Everyone knows how much I love the Flash J series because of the foil inside the body. Just gives it a very unique look. Obviously, a very nice flash inside that plastic as well. They do have a nice finish. Now with that grub tail on the back though, that grub tail is always going to be working. You could either just rig this straight up on your favourite weighted jig head, or my favourite weight would be on the back of a beetle spin. So these little beetle spin things you can clip onto the jig head, makes it a little bit more weedless, gives it a little bit more flash. Great way to fish the Flash J Grubs. This one is another pack of plastics, but one of Australia's favourite. One of Australia's favourite for bass. These things have won a lot of bass competitions over the years. Now they are American made. They are made in the USA. They are Charlie Brewer's Slider Originals. The Slider Grubs. So these are a little paddle tail grub, but man, these things have a great action on them. Awesome action. I've often used these in big dams like Somerset. I've also used them rigged up on a beetle spin in the rivers as well. So same sort of thing as the Flash J Grub 3-inch that we're just talking about. But these are a paddle tail. Different colour as well, so it is mixing it up. You do have two different options. The paddle tail is going to give off a different kind of vibration to it, but you do essentially fish it in the same sort of way, or even just casting out on a lighter jig head, flicking weed edges. I know at Crestbrook, back when it used to have a lot of weed along the edges, these things were dynamite. So if you were ever fishing a dam, you know, maybe maroon, just any dams that do have a bit more vegetation towards the sides, these things can be dynamite. Even hins, slow rolling soft plastics through the sticks can often work a treat. But the Slider Grubs, definitely a great plastic to have in your arsenal when you're chasing Bass Yellas. Right, so now we've got a deep diving mini crank M. So this is a 3 to 6 foot Ikuda mini crank M. That big bib on it though will help keep it somewhat snag free. You're going to be casting this across laydowns, you know, if you've got fallen logs and stuff, this is going to be great for that. Bass and Yellas will hit these. Can get really twitchy with them. I do prefer, especially if it's just a slow float one. I'll find it in a sec. Oh, it does. There we go. Suspension. There you go. That is a suspending crankbait. So that is really cool. So yeah, twitch it down, let it just suspend. So it's not going to float, not going to sink. Just let it suspend in the middle of that snag, and often you will get hit on the paws. Here's a slender profile, which is my preference. You'll get it in a sec. Dad joke. The Pontoon 21 Preference Minnow. So this is a very slim profile minnow. These are made in Japan. Now this one is a floating one. Now it is a shallow runner. So it's only 0.3 to half a metre. So these are actually going to be great if you're casting up along the weed edges, getting real twitchy with it. Along those weed edges can often entice bass or yellows to just shoot out of that weed, grabbing it and then trying to get back into that weed. Can be a lot of fun to fish it that way. So because this one is a slow floating one, twitch, twitch, pause, it'll float back up. Twitch, twitch, get it back down, pause, float back up. Twitch, twitch, and you do that. That can drive fish absolutely wild. It obviously doesn't work every single time, but if you do find that the fish are going to be holding tight to the edges, near structure, or under matting, near a weed edge, that can be an awesome way to fish it. You don't want to cast it up into the weed. Well, you could, if the weed's sitting with a couple feet of water over top of it, you can, and work this lure over top of the weed. But if the weed is pretty much coming right up to the surface of the water, you want to run it along the front of the weed or in any pockets. Because obviously the fish will be sitting in the weed looking for bait fish on the outside. So this has been the first Bass and Yellas box for 2020. If you want to check it out, or any of the others in the range, head to www.tackleclub.com.au. Join the club today. And if you don't want to go with the same box every month, you can actually log on, change your box before the next billing period, and have a different box sent out to you. But yeah, happy 2020, happy fishing, welcome to the club.